Hello and welcome back to our Final Fantasy XVI playthrough.
You go first.
He won't bite, kids. In our last episode, we had to travel. Well, first of all, we're now 5 years since destroying the Mother Crystal and Sandbrequet, and we are now in the southern region of Dalek. We're on a new hideaway, which resembles an airship quite significantly. Because Titan destroyed Cid's old ones, it is unfortunately no more, but Clive has access to Rama now. And yes, last episode, Martha of Martha's Rest fame had apparently gone missing. So we had to rush there and find out what had happened to her, only to find the Imperials were killing all of the bearers that she was hiding there. And yeah, she wasn't too impressed, and neither was I when we completed the side quest and found our chocobo, our white chocobo, Ambrosia, who we can now ride around. Only there's no chocobo theme. Yeah. No chocobo theme on a chocobo. It was a design decision, I suppose, and it was one that was made. But, I mean, even Noctis got a chocobo theme and people were dying all around him every 5 seconds, you know. Come on, let us have the chocobo theme. Anyway, we're on our way to speak to Gav to see what we have to do next.
But none of the curse breakers have returned.
True.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sanbreque. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Not to point out the obvious, but we do live in a universe where Game of Thrones Season 8 exists, and renowned military leaders put trebuchets outside the walls of castles, but sailing an entire fleet into a war zone doesn't sound like we're going in quietly to me. Anyway, we have new facilities. The following hideaway facilities are now available: Alliance Reports, the Patron's Whisper, and the Hunt Board. All three are located near Otto in the Mess. Renown. Completing side quests through the Alliance Reports or defeating notorious marks found at the Hunt Board will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate money or items to Clive's cause. Visit Desiree at the Patron's Whisper in the Hideaway's Mist to view current renown level and accept any donations available.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
So, were you Desiree? No, you're Maeve. Okay, sorry. Easy mistake to make. I mean, it would have been easier to just haul this thing out of the sea and refit it, you know. I mean, Sid in Final Fantasy X did that with the Albed, remember? And we could just fly. Cormac, me old China.
Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything alright?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. Welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
Why not, indeed?
It'd be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called, in honour of her memory. Hear that, Martell? Today's finally the day.
Can we try one? No? I swear it's as hard as getting a taco out of Wukla mud. Come on, Clive, you can pack on the pace out in the field. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. They do have some time on their hands. And, you know, Geralt's there. He needs to be kept in wine. Sorry.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Has been for 13 years, love.
That room's as ragged as...
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here, courtesy of Martell.
Martell. Where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'll have been proud, but rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Others weren't so lucky, though.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab them right from the branch, make Martell livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martells, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't get easy, not the devils. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
It was the last of the apples. I did head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Indeed.
Cursebreakers sent their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martell.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martell. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
At least we're starting to get some gil. Anyway, Martel apples, a curiosity. A basket of slightly stunted, somewhat sweet apples grown from the blighted earth thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martel. May she rest in peace. Still, we'll grow something worth eating one of these days, and when we do, you'll have your first pick, a quote of Martel, which is now to be displayed in Clive's chambre. Right.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like steel. And you say Sid built this place?
I really think we should have spent the last 5 years hauling this thing out of the water, refitting it and getting it ready to fly. Alright, Locke, what have we got?
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye?
Nothing in San Briquet or Rosaria.
Enough?
Desiree, you're Desiree, hello.
Oh, Clive. Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper. Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Business is busy.
Desiree continues. On top of my regular duties here at the Whisper, Otto has piled countless other tasks, from transcribing and sorting Stoller's reports to penning needful missives. Not that I'm complaining, mind. I enjoy writing. I have ever since I learned my letters from Jarrah back in the old hideaway. I won't claim to have been his best student, though. That horror goes to Shirley. Still, I like to think Jarrah would be proud of me too, were he with us today.
Words are immortal.
Again, you got her to say the first sentence and not the rest. Okay. Desiree continues, they live on in others, and if the words are your own, so too will you. Do you know who told me that? It was Jarrah in our last lesson before Titan came. It's stayed with me ever since his passing and inspired me to become what I am today. I imagine we survivors all have a story like that, of someone who remains with us even though they're gone. Alright, please say this is voiced.
Is everything we've received and everything promised?
The Patron's Whisper. Completing side quests or defeating notorious marks will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate money or items to Clive's cause. Clive's cause, not claws. Could be claws. Visit Desiree at the Patron's Whisper in the Hideaway's Mess to view current renown level and accept any donations available. Renown is not used upon accepting donations and will never diminish. Yay! Okay, talk of the tea house. Your merry band of outlaws and its dashing deeds of daring-do are all the talk amongst the ladies of the court. We have gathered together several items of worth that you might continue your gallantry. From a heart-struck dowager. And from said heart-struck dowager we got 20 Valley Madder, 20 Bloody Hide, 20 Steel Silk, and 400 ability points.
All yours.
Respect. Our order is one built on pride, but that does not mean we are too proud to give thanks where it is due. We may have failed Martha once, but never again. From the Blood Axes, who we got 1 meteorite from.
You earned this.
Thank you. Well, we currently have 45 renown. Our next is at 85. And we need a renown rating of 100 to get the next one after that.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Hopefully. Mog! Mog says, Clive, there you are, Kupo. I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Nectar?
Mog. Mog says, the matter is this, Kupo.
The hunt board. It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Mog says, of course not, Kupo. I knew that already. And that's why I need your help. As I need not remind you, Kupo, I am the mightiest of all the Moogles. No feed. That was far too quick. So I need you to slay them all, Kupo.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Oh, thank you, Kupo. It's so good to have found someone who understands me, Kupo. I'll stay here then and keep an eye on all the billets that get posted on the board. So if there's anything you need to know, you could have not said that. You could have let that on screen a bit longer. At least this one will stay until I press the X. Mog says the Cursebreakers don't just tack up any old rumours on this board, you know. They take great pains to verify every little detail, Kupo. So don't you go letting all of their hard work go to waste, Kupo. Don't you let me, I mean them, down. Yoshi P. Mog talked in Final Fantasy VI and in Final Fantasy XIII too. You could have... Mog could talk to humans in this one. Ask about the hunt board. Mog says it's precisely what you see before you, Kupo. The Cursebreakers note down the details of any particularly dangerous monsters they hear about or encounter in the course of their duties, Kupo. And post the billets here, Kupo, so that any stout soul who wishes to do the realm a service might set out to slaughter an ungodly horror or two. Which is where you come in, Kupo. As for me, I have the most important duty of all, painting a big red cross over each and every one you cut down, Kupo, so that everyone can sleep at night knowing that the realm is a safer place. And Mog's adventures. Mog asks, did I ever tell you about the time I visited the Great Continent, Kupo? Of course I didn't, because I've never been, Kupo. Look at these wings. Do they look like the sort that might carry a Moogle across countless leagues of open sea? They call me Mog the Bold, not Mog the Stupid, Kupo. Alright, what is actually on the hunt board, Mog? The hunt board. Reports of fiends terrorizing the countryside are posted to the hunt board in hopes that fearless heroes such as Clive will take it upon themselves to hunt down and slay the notorious marks. Okay, we've killed the Ahriman, who was a rank C mark, apparently. A member of the Blood Axes stationed at Martha's Rest reported that he had been set upon in the marshes by an otherworldly horror with a single staring eye. It flew at him on bony bat's wings, scratching at him with claws black as night and sharp as razors. Naturally, he fled in terror. But if a battle-hardened blood axe cannot cope with the mere sight of such a creature, what hope do the rest of us have? Another rank C mark is the Angel of Death, which is in Clairview in Sandbrequet. A trader coming by the way of Caer Norvent met with a troop of Cursebreakers travelling in the opposite direction, and warned them of a wicked winged harpy on the road ahead, his eyes wild and flickering. Though the Cursebreakers saw nothing untoward on their own journey through the pass, the sound of cackling laughter from the trees ensured that they kept up a brisk pace. So that's 10 renown and nearly 10,000 gil for the reward there. And a B rank mark is up here for Belphegor. It's at the Broken Hilt in Rosaria. Reports have been received of wild avis of striking size making its nest atop the hill adjacent to Eastpool. Though all efforts are being made not to rouse the beast's ire, it is surely but a matter of time before it needs to feed. I hereby petition any brave volunteers to march to the northern border that we might cut the fiend down before it makes trenches of the nearby villages. That will award us 20 renown and 12,800 gil. Well, shall we at least go see the Angel of Death before we continue on? Clairview and Sandbrequet.
So Martha's all right.
Yep.
Hello, Jill.
Your uncle always seemed a kindly soul, if a little eccentric.
That was very polite. He's a raving lunatic, isn't he? Right. We, of course it's fire. Could we not go here and get Leviathan, please? Anyway, we apparently can't go and do any hunting. We must go to Hawk's Cry Cliff in southern Rosaria. From these heathered highlands, one might catch a glimpse of Rosalith Castle, and everything else in between.
you think it was wise to leave Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Bloodlines.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Well, I guess Amber's that way. Can't learn finals. No, we can't learn final sting. Here's me wanting to blue mage. So why am I still casting fire when I would hope we would have learnt Fira by now? Especially as it's 5 years in the past. "5 years in the future, not the past." Goblin coin. Lucky us. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. 1, 2, and where are you? There. take a look at the map. There's Amber. Old Hill. Scallop Rock. Riddick's Jump. Alright. Let's continue on to Amber.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Well, as long as it's catchy, right? A little bit of gallows humour.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours.
No, you really don't. Cobalt Tassets. An accessory which costs 24,000 gil. Cobalt is the colour of the blade that feeds my pain. Traditional battle invocation. It increases limit break generation amount by 6% when taking damage. And of course another orchestrion roll that we can't afford.
Fare you well?
And you.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions? 100? I heard they were 1,000.
1,000 legions. Where are they putting them? Let alone feeding them? Something over here. Oh, it's a chest. 10 steel silk.
What are those mates from, Father?
Go on.
You there.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen him, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
Well, what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
I'm not sure that's how you become a Black Shield. You there, sitting peasant.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. If it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry. It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
I mean, you know, we could just...
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Could we not just send up a flare or something? Oh, hello. Who woke you up?
Ever since the apothecary, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Magical ash. What to do. I suppose I would love to have Judgment Bolt. But that is a fair amount of ability points away. Level 27. Certainly can't be accused of power creep. Oh, hello. And what is that back there?
More of my mother's men.
We sorted them out. Oh, bombs. I still really prefer elemental opposition. I've got a bull's horn braid, so that's an ancient chest, okay. Bull's horn braid. It's a green accessory. The Minotaur is a stupid creature, rushing blindly at any traveller who strays upon his territory. The traveller who strays upon a Minotaur's territory is a stupider creature still. An excerpt from the Valisthean Pilgrim, and it increases lunge damage by 5%. Okay. Clam shells and an Avis over there. Three more briar clam shells. You know, I never really see these. I never really see these crafting materials actually used for crafting, which seems odd, especially consider how much of them we get. Hello, boyos. He followed me. Got caught up. Oh, clearly this is the Empire's best. And no, I don't know why I didn't dodge that fire breath. Well done, Jill. Definitely doing better than me. Yeah, in theory we could jump, but we'll take another look around. And there's a path down. Port Isolde, here we come by the looks.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a
I don't think he's inclined to, Clive, just saying. No more QR out of you, so thank you. Victory fanfare might be nice. We got 12 rewrite and 8 bloody hide.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
I mean, they seem pretty well intact. In we go.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Okay, I'm going to say two things that may be slightly controversial. We don't want controversy, but okay. Number one, the gate is right here, and they are clearly in sight. Why did you walk forward? Smell that there was death on the air, and not notice these things? These bearers who are all on display, shall we say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Second of all, for someone who seems to be driving a not insignificant part of the plot, we haven't clapped eyes on your mother since you were a child. She hasn't appeared, she hasn't said anything, and yet you know for absolutely certain that she's behind this, and that, I mean, I know she wasn't terribly kind as a mother through your childhood, but you know enough for certain to say that it is definitely not her husband that's doing this, but her. How? Why have we not seen your mother? Yes, we've seen Benedicta. Yes, we've seen Titan. We've seen Bahamut Nodin. we've seen Empress Ellie's No More Gaps and his entourage of cardinals. But your mum? Nowhere. And yet you know for absolutely certain that she knows that 1, you're still alive, and 2, that she's doing this to taunt you. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that there for the time being. Who are you? Oh, you're one of the lucky ones who didn't get displayed. Alright, so you're just left where you're fallen. And we can't get across there, apparently, according to the map. Staying with the story, or getting back to the story, however, I don't think we're boarding a fleet of ships with the curse breakers at this port at this time. Largely because there's 2 docks. There's only 2 docks, and there's no ships at either one of them. And none on the horizon either. So we can't hurry. Of course, this may all be booked. We may head up here and Mummy will have extended her kindness to dear old uncle.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosabeth.
That wouldn't have stopped Bosch. Oh, it didn't have to be quite that realistic. Oh, you poor chocobo. Please stop twitching. Place to park your bike, though. You waiting for someone, sir?
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
Probably a reason for that, is all I'll say.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
Mm-hmm. In honour of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Hello. I'm Captain Barsh von Rotzenberg of Dalmasca, and you will let us pass.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
You're not then.
Closed. Become.
Get out of my way.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands.
Well, to be fair to them, it would be very economic.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Quiet sands, eh? Yeah, Magic Burst is still underwhelming, I suppose. I think part of it has to do with the fact that it's not, the spell we use is not Thera, and part of it has to do with the fact that there's not elemental opposition. All bright lamp shells. Lucky us. I mean, it's completely underwhelming. It's not even worth doing because it's literally half of what the next sword strike would be. Black blood, and this is with us supposedly mastering it, isn't it? Channel magic burst, yes. Mastered. That's, yeah. It's an odd thing to be there. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think it's ever been useful.
Lazarus, what happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
We're on the Silken Strand now. Or is that how you're supposed to use it? Like, is it supposed to be machine gun? Still very unsure. It doesn't feel responsible. Responsible.
And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
And you can see through solid rock now. Okay. No, that's fine. 10 sharp fangs. It just doesn't feel responsive enough to do it. Like the thing that springs to mind is Gunbreaker's rip. So the controls don't feel responsive enough to pull that off, if that makes sense. It's like it tries to, but because it's not based in that particular battle system, it doesn't translate as well. Clive, it feels like a lot of jobs went into you. But, yeah. We'll carry on.
Let us pass! Our children are starving!
Have mercy!
Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, good enough for
Fuck off! And the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stall! Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
So, no, it's not safe because it's not abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Again, that... We haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill. And yet we are so close to Old Hill. Sorry, this is where Writer Me contradicts with everything. It's like, okay, but in the time frame of things, it's been less than 5 minutes since we saw Old Hill. And it's like, okay. Perhaps a different line would have worked. Jill, if you come over here, I can boost you up and you can go over here.
Now we know why the refugees didn't come here.
Keep looking then.
Jill, if you stand on my shoulders, you can quite literally climb over this gate right here. You wouldn't even scrape yourself. Providing you were careful. Anyway...
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Indeed. Chest with 10 steel silk. I'm not saying it needs to be as in-depth as an MMO's, but getting the same crafting ingredients over and over again and having how many do we have? We have 74 sharp fangs, 576 magic dash, 483 bloody hides, 477 weirite, and 279 steel silk. And yeah, and not use them. I don't know. I think I just want a little more variety in what's in chest.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
Okay, one healer down. Victory fanfare? No? 20 steel silk and a gilbuck. We don't have to get items every time. I know that potions, phoenix downs and so forth are extremely restricted, but at this point, I'd rather get nothing than more steel silk, to be brutally honest. Anyway.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that, and he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Nice to see Wade survived. Still think he should have been Wedge. But anyway. Wonder what happened to Biggs. Sorry.
Oh, buck up, man. At least you're not dead.
True.
We'll show them that the fire us the conscience. In the flesh. Saw him once when I was your age. Had that same look in his eyes.
What is it you require?
Demon Tamer's Arm Guards, which is slightly better. They are blue. They offer 48 defense and 14 HP. It is difficult for a demon to find a willing vessel, so while the hells are cluttered with bodiless aberrations clawing to escape, rarely do they ever succeed. However, those that do exhibit inhuman strength and malice, and can wreak havoc on the corporeal world. Thus, efforts are made to trap and tame the fallen souls, that they might not torment the living. So, I'll take those and equip them. You also have a blue accessory for 26,000 gil. Can we please get some gil instead of all that steel silk? Anyway, the Crimson Tassels. Crimson is the colour of the blood that feeds my rage, a traditional battle invocation. The accessory increases limit break generation amount by 3% when dealing damage. Desert Rose. I'm assuming that we can gather this at some point as a crafting material. Despite its rose-like appearance, this delicate sandstone formation found in the deserts of Dalek is no rose, but instead an inexplicable peculiarity of nature, a reminder that humankind will never fully comprehend the world in which we live. It is also said to bring good luck. And the usual assortment of items, including 10,000 gil each elixirs. Not quite as much as Final Fantasy III, but anyway.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Still far beyond us to buy even one at this point. So Edge.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Isolde have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Party members. Throughout the main scenario, Clive will often be joined by various companions who are keen to lend their assistance. However, depending on Clive's destination, they may choose to remain behind at the hideaway. I guess we're going for Buett Bridge.
Keep them from the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Sorry.
Brother Wade's life depends upon it.
Can I borrow one of these chocobos that comes with the chocobo theme, please? Please? I promise I won't keep it for myself. No? Okay. I don't blame you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Excuse me, Madam Peddler, does your chocobo play the chocobo theme? No?
Sideways. Go along now. Bastard, you're looking.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
Well done.
Oh, that was lucky.
More dragons.
Worse. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point, that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Please stop making dragoons the bosses. Not helping the cause any. Still no victory fanfare. Okay, we got 12 magic dash, 6 sharp fangs, 20 weirite, a dragon talon, and an imperial link.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
We received 80 magic dash and 1 chunk of meteorite.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have.
I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustenus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
there we go. Back to the hideaway we go.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I'm sure she could. But we'll have to wait to see what her guess is for the next episode. So if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you in that next episode.